Today is International Self-Care Day, and this weekend I celebrate my 60th birthday. And I want to tell you what I've been used to doing every single year when my birthday comes around. I never really do much for my birthday, maybe a birthday dinner with a friend or two. I felt like I didn't want to be an inconvenience. Maybe I'd go for a basic massage, not necessarily going to a luxury spa. I even have a hard time buying myself something that I really wanted, something really expensive, convincing myself that the money is best spent paying bills or doing some other project. It took me some time to realize that self-denial cannot replace self-care, and self-care should never be denied or delayed. It's taken me some time to realize that I can ask for and get what I want without rationalizing, without gifting myself, or without doing something that needs to be done, like a reward for something I got done. Let me draw the line clearly, because I think this one distinction changes everything. Self-denial asks, what can I go without? It measures false sense of success by what you have to give up, how little you need, how much you have endured. Self-care asks a completely different question. What do I actually need? And it measures success by how well you're showing up in your life and whether you feel good about you. Self-care doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg, though. It can be something as simple as fresh cut flowers from the farmer's market, or even your garden. It could be choosing to lie on 1,000 count thread bed sheets rather than 400 count. It could be choosing to go on a weekend vacation every quarter and actually putting that on your calendar like an important appointment. The difference between self-denial and self-care is one shrinks you while the other sustains you. They are not the same thing, and they don't even point in the same direction. Now, why do we get this backwards? Why do we do this? And I want to speak especially to high achievers, women who have built something, who run a household, a department, they're CEOs, they run the family calendar. Here's what I think. I think we are extraordinarily good at discipline. We have been praised for it our entire lives. We push harder, we need less, we hold it together. And those are not habits, they are identities. When self-care finally shows up on our radar, we translate it into the only language we speak fluently. More effort, more restriction, one more thing to white knuckle ourselves through. We turn rest into another performance to excel at. I'm good at that. And I say this as someone who's done this for decades. I'm not describing anything that I have not been. But this is why it matters when you're over 50, and especially when you're approaching 60 like me. Rest. Rest is not sleep. Rest to me had been a foreign concept prior to now. But as I'm getting older, my body is demanding more rest. That it just needs to be. There's no agenda. It's okay with nothingness. No thing less. Rest is not the reward you get once the work is finally done. Rest is part of how the work gets done at all. But a lot of us feel that rest gets tied up with guilt because of that no thing. If you've ever sat down to rest and felt that itch, that sense of, I need to be doing something, I want you to understand what that actually is. It isn't laziness, it's conditioning. Many of us were raised to believe our worth is measured by our usefulness to other people. And if that's the equation you're running, then every hour you spend on yourself looks like an hour stolen from someone who deserved it more, be that your family, your company, etc. And that's the guilt that shows up when you sit down. It's like an alarm system going off in your system that's been trained to treat rest as a debt. And here's the thing about that alarm. You don't argue with it. You outlast it by making a conscious choice to rest. And when you choose differently often enough, your body finally learns the new rule. You are allowed to be a person, not only a resource. What does that look like? What does it look like in real life? Because I promise you, it doesn't require retreat or a budget or becoming a different person. First, start with addition, not subtraction. Instead of asking what to cut out, ask what you've been going without that you'd like back. Sleep, quiet, movement that you actually enjoy, not exercise. A meal that you don't have to worry about counting calories. Second, schedule it like a clinical appointment in your calendar. The things on your calendar should happen. The things on your wish list, they don't. Give it a time and treat it as unmovable. And third, pick one thing that's purely yours, not production-based, not for anybody else, something you do even if no one else ever knew you did it. Fourth, keep it small and repeatable. 20 honest minutes most days will do far more for you than some grand gesture like a resort planning. And fifth, this is the important one, stop making yourself earn it. Listen for that sentence in your head. Once I finish this, then I can do that. That sentence never ends. There's always another thing to do, and I know that. You have to interrupt that loop. I've faced my own mortality 3 times as a cancer survivor. That gave me something I never asked for and I wouldn't trade. A very clear sense of how finite our time is. As I approach 60, cancer-free, I'm making a choice to intentionally slow down. I don't have anything else to prove, nothing left. So I won't mark my birthday by taking things away anymore. I'm going to mark every single year from here on by what I want the next year of my life to actually feel like, and then protecting the conditions that make it possible. If you're running on an empty right now, hear me on this. Taking care of yourself isn't a detour from taking care of everything else or everyone else. It's the foundation underneath it. You cannot pour from a life you haven't been tending. Your mission for the second half isn't to need less, it's to live more. If this spoke to you, share it with a woman who needs to hear it. And if you'd like a thinking partner, as you build a health and life strategy that sustains you, I offer a free discovery call. No obligation, just a conversation to see if we are a fit to work together. Happy International Self-Care Day, and take care of yourself. I mean it. I'll see you soon.